Most people are not living their lives. They are merely reacting to them. They are like dry leaves in a storm, blown left by a co-worker's insult, blown right by a delayed paycheck, shattered by a stranger's comment on a screen. They have no center. They have no fortress. They are predictable. But 2,000 years ago, in the middle of a plague that was killing millions and a war that was tearing an empire apart, one man remained unshakable. Marcus Aurelius didn't have a therapist. He didn't have a vacation. He had a philosophy. He understood that the world cannot hurt you unless you give it permission. If you feel exhausted by your own emotions, if you are tired of being a puppet to people who don't even matter, then welcome. You have entered the Citadel. Today, we rebuild your mind. These are the 10 Stoic principles to be completely unbothered by everything. Listen closely. The world is loud, but your silence is your sovereignty. 1. The dichotomy of control. Imagine a circle drawn in the dust around your feet. Inside that circle are the only things that belong to you: your intentions, your reactions, and your character. Outside that circle is everything else: the weather, the economy, the opinions of your family, the traffic. Most people spend 90% of their life screaming at things outside their circle. This is a massive leak in your power. To be unbothered, you must become a minimalist of concern. If a problem arises, ask one question: is this inside my circle? If the answer is no, then the problem does not exist. It is merely noise. When a rude person speaks, their mouth is outside your circle. Why are you letting their noise inside your fortress? Filter it, discard it, move on. 2. Premeditatio malorum. Why are you bothered? Because you were surprised. You walked into the world expecting people to be rational, kind, and punctual. This was your first mistake. The Stoic begins every morning with a cold realization. Say to yourself, today I will meet the ungrateful, the violent, the treacherous, the envious, and the uncharitable. By visualizing the worst-case scenario before breakfast, you strip the world of its power to shock you. When the insult finally comes, you don't flinch, you smile. Why? Because you already met this demon in your mind 3 hours ago. You aren't being a pessimist. You are being prepared. You are unshakable because you are unsurprised. 3. The death of the self story. Events do not cause suffering. The stories we tell ourselves about those events cause suffering. Someone doesn't text you back. That is the event. They are ignoring me because I'm not important. That is the story. The story is a lie you tell to hurt yourself. A high-status observer stays in the facts. He didn't call. Fact. The car broke down. Fact. By removing the why me and the how unfair, you remove the pain, strip the event of its adjectives. Stop being the screenwriter of your own tragedy. Stay in the clinical truth. Facts have no feelings. 4. The view from above. Zoom out. Look at your current devastating problem from the roof of your building. Now from 30,000 feet in the air. Now from the edge of the galaxy. See the tiny speck that is your city. See the invisible dot that is your life in the timeline of the universe. In 100 years, everyone who ever annoyed you will be dust. The crisis you are losing sleep over today will be forgotten by tomorrow. Why give a momentary shadow the power to darken your entire soul? Perspective is the ultimate weapon against anxiety. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes being bothered by it. 5. Amor fati. Most people spend their lives wishing things were different. If only I had more money. If only they loved me back. If only I was younger. This is a slow suicide of the spirit. The Stoic practices amor fati, not just tolerating what happens, but loving it. Every obstacle is an opportunity to practice a virtue. A rude person is a chance to practice patience. A failure is a chance to practice resilience. A loss is a chance to practice detachment. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a chemist, turning the lead of your life into the gold of your character. Stop wishing for a different hand. Play the one you were dealt like a master. 6. Memento Mori. Your time is a finite commodity. Every minute you spend being bothered by a fool is a minute you have stolen from your own life. You are dying. Right now, as you listen to this, you are closer to the end than you were a second ago. When you truly internalize your mortality, you become incredibly picky about what gets your energy. Would you spend your last hour on Earth arguing with someone on the internet? No. Then why do it today? Use death as a filter. If it isn't worth dying for, it isn't worth being bothered by. 7. The choice of indifference. The world thinks that to be strong you must be loud and aggressive. They are wrong. True strength is indifference. When someone tries to provoke you, they are offering you a gift. You have the sovereign right to refuse the delivery. If you don't accept the insult, it remains with the sender. By being indifferent, you signal that the other person is too insignificant to move your emotional needle. This is the ultimate cold behavior. You don't hate them. Hate is an emotion that requires energy. You simply don't care. They are irrelevant to your internal weather. 8. Humility as a shield. Why does an insult hurt? Because you have an ego that feels it deserves better. You have a reputation you think you need to protect. The Stoic knows that reputation is a ghost. It lives in the minds of others, not in yours. If someone says you are a fool, and you know you are a student of life, why does it matter? If you are humble, you are invulnerable. You cannot be knocked off a pedestal if you never sat on one. Abandon the need to be seen as great by the world, and you will finally be free to be great within yourself. 9. Silence is sovereignty. Your words are your wealth. Stop spending them on people who haven't earned them. When you are attacked, your instinct is to defend. Resist it. Silence is the most powerful closing statement. It leaves the aggressor alone with their own toxicity. It forces them to look in the mirror you have provided. By withholding your words, you retain 100% of the power in the interaction. Let them talk until they run out of breath. You are the observer. You are the citadel. 10. The Interior Citadel. This is the final law. Your mind is a fortress. You are the only one who can open the gate. No person, no tragedy, and no insult can enter unless you invite them in. You are the architect of your own peace. If you are bothered, it is because you have abandoned your post. Come back to the center, close the gates, realize that your character is the only thing that cannot be taken from you. Everything else is borrowed. Protect the fortress at all costs. Do not hand the keys of your mind to someone who hasn't earned a seat at your table. Listen, the world will try to break you today. It will test your resolve. It will demand your anger. Do not give it. You are not a target, you are a temple. Build your wall, protect your peace, be unbothered, build your fortress.